Well, good morning. We are getting ready to go to the Boonshoft Museum of
Let's
Discovery
go.
today. So we have a membership and we try to go as often as we can. It is a kids museum filled with all sorts of fun activities. There's animals, there's places that we can sit and have lunch. So we try to come here at least once a week in the summertime. So why don't you come along with us today and come check out what Boonshoft is all about? Now, Boonshoft has been around for years and years. Like, I remember going on field trips here as a kid when I was in school, and in fact, they still do field trips here, which is pretty awesome. Now, Allison has been coming here since she was about 1 year old, so she has basically grown up with the Boonshoft, much like Kings Island. Now, we get a membership every single year, and there are different levels of the membership. So you can pay a certain price and it gets you into different things. So, for example, one level can get you reciprocity into other museums or even other zoos, aquariums, that sort of thing, where you can get in for either half price or you can get in for free. And your museum or zoo may have one of those membership levels, so make sure you take a look around to see if you can get in other places for free or half price. We get it every year just because of that reason. Now, one of the first things that we do here at the Boonshoft is go and visit the animals. And the variety of animals changes. I would say every few months or so they add in a new animal, they take away a new animal. But Allison loves coming in here because she can get right up close to these animals. The first one here is the bat-eared fox, and they've been through a couple of them, I think. There are two of them. One of them had passed away at one point, so they brought in a new one as well. And here we have Patience the sloth, who is typically sleeping, but we will see her up and about in a little bit. Now, sometimes we can catch some of these animals at feeding time. Now, some of them are carnivores, so for example, we will see this little burrowing owl right here eating a mouse, which, it's kind of graphic to watch, but it is really interesting to see the circle of life up close. there are usually otters in this habitat right here, and they're always like swimming around and diving and having fun. But lately, they've just been hanging out in their den, and we haven't seen them a whole lot. Now, a lot of this stuff Allison is a little too old for now and just has grown bored of it. Like, for example, this room right here is like an animal care center. So they have stuffed animals. You can go and like take pretend x-rays and feed them and like take care of them. So she does it a little bit, but she's told me she's a little bit too old for some of this stuff in here, but she still enjoys looking around. And then, of course, they have the not so pretty animals. There's a scorpion down there somewhere. They also have a tarantula, which is actually really cool looking up close. And then they have a couple of different cockroaches. Now, one of Allison's favorite areas is the brick building place. Now, these little things right here are just Legos. Someone had come in and set up these Legos. There are 4 display cases here. So we always have to go and look around and see like what kind of little funny things he's put in, see if we can find anything that we've never seen before. And then they also have a brick building area. Now, this is called Strictly Brick. It is not technically the Lego brand, although everyone still calls it Lego, but there's just huge bins with the larger blocks that she can build with, and we probably spend a lot of our time building stuff here. And because we're nerds, we always try to do something video game related, so I bring you Princess Peach. And there's even little display areas that you can set your creation on, so we try to do that every time as well. Now, next up, we are going into the Egypt exhibit, and this place is really cool. So from the beginning, when the museum first opened, they have this mummy. And this mummy has been here in different locations in the museum. Well, just recently, they took the mummy to the Dayton Children's Hospital, and they actually did an x-ray, like a full-on x-ray of this mummy, just to get an idea of what she may have looked like and just all that other cool stuff. So her name is Nasir. She was about 17, I think, when she died and was mummified, but that right there is a real life mummy. So it is kind of creepy going up and looking, and if you look at her toes, there are like holes in the mummy, the wrappings where like rats have gone and eaten into it. So it's kind of creepy, but still it is really interesting to look at. And they also created like a little picture of what she may have looked like. In addition to all of the educational and learning stuff, there's also places where the kids can like run around and climb and crawl. And because of Allison's nimble nature, she was willing to go through this little tunnel for me. This next place they call the treehouse, and this is where you can walk out, and there's a bunch of windows with bird feeders right outside each window. And if you're quiet enough and you're patient enough, you can actually watch the birds come and eat their food. We didn't go quite that far today because we saw that the honeybees were back. They went away for a while, but now there's a new little display right here. And yes, these are real honeybees right up close, making honey for us. And I love this because it's helped me to teach Allison that honeybees are important, that they're not dangerous, they're not scary, as long as you don't bother them or anything. So it's really cool to see them up close. Now this is where Allison has been spending a lot of her time as well. There's a little section here where you can race cars and stuff, but her favorite thing are these foam building blocks. She'll build houses, she'll, step on them, crawl on them, whatever. Now this video is actually broken up into 2 different days because Allison found a friend during this day. So they went off and played together, so I decided not to record a lot of their stuff. But the next time, John actually came with us, so we made it a family trip. So now we get to go look at the newest edition of the Boonshoft, which is this cafe. They just added it within the past couple of months actually. And before they only had vending machines with little sandwiches and stuff, but this is an actual cafe where they make sandwiches and salads. They have quesadillas, or you can just bring your lunch and eat right there. So it's been a whole lot of fun. Allison's really been enjoying just bringing our lunch and then sitting and enjoying it there. Now, like I said, there's a bunch of climbing stuff and running areas for the kids. There are also a couple of slides, so we decided to take advantage of that today. Allison also likes this huge outer space exhibit. There is so much information about the solar system, all the planets and everything. She doesn't like to sit and read everything just yet. Her attention span is not that great just yet, but she likes walking around and kind of looking at it and then interacting with some of the stuff here. Another place that Allison likes playing is the water. She's not usually a fan of, swimming pools and splash pads and stuff. She likes to control when she gets wet. So she just likes going over here and dipping her hands in the water and splashing a little bit. The very last place we went before we left was the Planetarium, where they have this show called Space Park 360. And it is basically like roller coasters and amusement park rides that's projected up on the top screen. I couldn't show any of the video, unfortunately, but it feels like you're really there, and we try to watch that show as much as we can. So that's it for our trip to the Boonshoft. I hope that you had an amazing time watching us. If you have not subscribed yet, go ahead and do so right now, and you will see a new video every single Wednesday. Thanks a lot for watching, and we will see you later.